Section 12.6, heat and internal energy. So our definition of heat is a little bit different in physics than in other fields. We say that heat is an energy that flows from a higher temperature object to a lower temperature object because of a difference in temperatures. So you really want to focus in on the fact that heat is energy, and really it's an energy flow. If you keep those two words in mind with heat, you'll be in pretty good shape. Now, because heat is energy, it has the units of energy, which are what? They're the joules! So we get to see joules yet again, because we were talking about energy now, in terms of heat, this energy flow that has to do with temperature. So if you're holding a hot cup of coffee, right, the heat is the flow of energy from the coffee to your body. Similarly, if you instead have a cup of ice water, right, then the flow of heat is from your body to the ice water, right? You might start to melt the ice. So when we say heat, we're talking about that energy flow, that change in energy. And that's an important distinction because the heat that flows from hot to cold originates from internal energy, right? So the coffee has some internal energy that then can create a heat flow. Similarly, your body has internal energy that can be turned into heat flow out to warm the water. This is in contrast to the idea of saying that the substance contains heat, right? So the cup of coffee doesn't contain heat, it contains internal energy that can become a heat, it can become an energy flow outward. So I found this really nice illustration of the idea of thermodynamics, where one person says, "I'm getting cold," and the other kid says, "No, you're getting less hot," right? Because the heat is flowing from the higher temperature to the lower temperature. So the first person is losing their some of that internal energy, and so the heat is flowing out from them, even though really both characters are wrong because neither one contains the heat. It's that energy flow outward that we feel. So this introduces the idea of heat as well as internal energy, the source of heat. But we're mostly going to focus on heat. Heat is very similar to work, where work we saw was a transfer of energy. You can have work as equal to change in kinetic energy. Heat is another transfer of energy. It's another way that we can transfer that energy. And we'll take a look at some of the heat flows that we can have in the next two sections. So stick around.